It's my pleasure to introduce to you Sonari Glinton. Sonari is an award-winning journalist and so much more. He spent 10 years at NPR. He did his time, and now he's out doing really interesting things. And that's why we're going to introduce him here today. And to kick it off, I want to ask you, Sonari, to tell us about the last thing you created that really reflects who you are and what you're passionate about. And it could be anything, just something you're so proud of that will help us understand how you show up in the world. And I just want to say that we are really excited that you're here. I've been enjoying all the conversations you're already having, and just want to welcome you to Swell, and here we go.
You know, one of the interesting things, thank you for welcoming me to Swell, is it's something interesting about me is that I really enjoy being a radio reporter, and I really enjoy the end product. So I tend to like all of my stories, to be completely honest. But what I find interesting about my post-NPR work is that almost none of it was assigned. So anything that I did after NPR is not assigned. And so it's all about me. Meaning not all about me in that it is purely things that I'm interested in, and it's 100% of the stuff that I like. I would say I did a series called Now What's Next, 3 seasons with Morgan Stanley. The show itself was journalism. We told the story of the post-pandemic economy, and we really were aimed at, and we didn't talk to any Fortune 500 companies, and we didn't talk to any elected officials. And those parameters really meant that we talked to real people who were dealing with the economy. And so I found myself being inspired and scared and awed by just regular stories. And I really want to do that again. That idea, no Fortune 500 companies, not pegged to the news. Really, let's take an issue. Let's talk to the people who are really trying to find solutions. And we did that by, we did the supply chain. We went everywhere from the Ever Given to coffee. We talked about childcare, restaurants, housing, all of the major issues that would be affected by the pandemic. I feel like each of those episodes holds. So I would encourage you to go to Now What's Next. But also, one of the things that I think is interesting, if you're bored, is that I do think that the work that my friends do at Planet Money, where I'm a contributor still, is very valuable, and I love listening to Planet Money. So I would also suggest to people, if you're going to ask what I'm proud of, I'm actually proud of the people who are around me who I've had a little bit of influence on. So my buddies at Planet Money, my friend Justin Richmond, he has a podcast called From the Bottom Up. There's so many of my NPR colleagues who've gone on to other things. Justin Richmond's podcast is really, really fantastic. And I'm proud of him, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it. But I feel like I spotted his talent early or something like that. And I feel I'm going to take responsibility, at least in my head, even though I had nothing to do with it. So I would say listen to Now What's Next. You can go look on Spotify or any of the places. You can look up my name, Sonari Glinton, Sonari, Glinton, Glinton, in wherever you get podcasts, and you can find my best work. I hope to be on Swell and do much shorter conversations than this one. Someone post a poem to my poem, Swell. All right. Talk to you. Bye.
Hey, Sonari, thanks so much for those couple of shows and those recommendations. And, you say something that really resonates with me around, loving what you do, knowing it's part of your aesthetic sensibility, and you bring so much of yourself into the work you do, and that's what makes it so powerful. And I'm just wondering, after I was listening to you, what your thoughts are about the creative process with regard to when things iterate with new voices, which is the context here on Swell. The model is that people create something, and then a conversation ensues, and then it goes places we don't know sometimes, which is kind of the cool thing about it, because nothing's in the can. It's always got this possibility of being revived with a new voice. How does that sit with you as a storyteller and a producer?